Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Thanksgiving Day. If you guys didn't know what day I'm recording this, I'm probably also going to be posting this on Thanksgiving. But I wanted to update you guys on where I am with school. So I just finished my last hours of my internship. So I needed 400 hours of my internship experience, I guess, and I kind of wanted to go through with you just how it is to work at a hospice agency as a social work intern, and just the things that you see, the things that you like get to learn, and just basically I wanted to go over with you guys like my overall experience of everything. So yeah. Okay, so I go to the University of Texas at Arlington, and I graduate in a couple days actually, on the 13th of December of this year of 2024. And let me just tell you how my whole hospice, like how I even got placed there. So I was initially supposed to be doing it at a hospital, the hospital that I work at, but things didn't work out, and so I kind of had to email my field advisor, and literally like a week before the semester started for like the internship, I just got placed to this random hospice agency. And yeah, and so I went to go do my interview, and my field instructor basically, like, whenever she interviewed me, she asked me all these questions of like, how do you feel about death, how do you feel about dying, have you ever lost somebody in your life that means that ever like was close to you and meant something to you. And so my grandmother had recently not recently, but she had passed away 2 years ago. It's gonna be three this upcoming April. But I mean, I really didn't feel anything towards it because I feel like I'm at peace with where I am in my life in my grandma passing. So I think it really didn't really affect me that much, and I feel like my conceptions of hospice were basically, it's very sad. It's a lot of people like passing away and dying, and they're in nursing homes or like these assisted living facilities, and they don't get treated well, or they just they get left in their rooms, nobody comes when they call. And yeah, so those are like the common misconceptions and everything that like I kind of saw like from like the outside view. But whenever I got in there like and actually doing all of these things, it wasn't nowhere near what I had thought it was going to be, because these people, they're just human beings. And I think it's really important that we note that older adults are still adults. Older adults are still people. um, It doesn't matter if they have Alzheimer's, dementia, kidney failure, CHF, if they have COPD. It doesn't matter if they have like disease processes. They're still all just people that want to be treated equally. And I think there's a lot of people that I've met, like residents that I've met, that have made it a lot easier to just, I guess, be vulnerable, like not only with myself but with like the other populations. Because when I first went and I first had to introduce myself to everyone, it was kind of really hard for me to just to be like, hey, I'm your volunteer, I'm just gonna be here sitting here with you, talking with you, just talking about anything. So it kind of just taught me how to like appreciate where I was in the moment, and basically like open up myself to new experiences. um and some of my roles for this agency that I work for is, I'm a volunteer, yes, so I'm employed with them. I didn't get paid, which it didn't matter to me. I did not care. But my roles were basically there for companionship, um, like like empathetic and empathetic listening and just talking to them. And sometimes I would just sit outside on the patio with one of my residents who recently had passed, um, and we would just talk about her life on the farm and her favorite foods that she'd like to cook, and like the weather, and just stuff that like you never think that like is so appreciative and like nice to like talk about with someone, especially with someone who's older, and who, a lot of these residents, sometimes they don't get a lot of visits, and they don't get like a lot of like people coming to see them. And so it's very heartwarming to know that like you're that one person that's going to be there for them every single week, and that's something they look forward to, and that's something that you look forward to. And I just really think it's really important. And now, what I see hospice as is it's not all sad, and it's not just death and dying and being, left alone in a room. It's about hospice to me now is about having a group of nurses, doctors, volunteers, social workers, that all help make the transitioning process into death and dying easier for the family and the patient. And there are so many people that I've met along this journey that there it's just so like comforting to know that there's people that are like that out there for you whenever we get older. Because I was telling my instructor that one of my greatest fears in my life personally is dying alone, like dying without a purpose. And being a volunteer in hospice care kind of, it made it go away. It made that fear go away, because you have all these support systems, and you have your family, and you have like these people who don't even know you who are taking care of you. They're helping you change. They're helping you do this. They're playing activities and games, and that's what I would do with them. I'd play games and activities. I'd paint with them and stuff like that. And it just made me really appreciate like the people that I have in my life and the people that I want to have in my life. And so yeah, I think I learned a lot this like semester. um and one of the things that like for me is really important is it made me like sitting with my residents and like talking with my residents, it made me feel really close and like connected to my grandma who had passed. And for some reason it made me feel like you weren't supposed to do nursing. This is what you were supposed to do. Because I had got out of nursing school to do social work. And every day that like passed by when I was like with those people, it made me feel like this is what I was supposed to be doing. I need a more one-on-one with people. I need to connect to them on a like more deep level rather than just surface level of how like nurses and everything. It's just like, okay, I'll get your medication, I'll go in here, go in that, and then you have 4 or 5 other patients. And for me, this one-on-one time with these people, like sometimes I'd be with them for an hour or 2 hours just talking with them. And that really meant a lot to me, and I'm pretty sure it meant a lot to them. But yeah, it just made me feel like really close to my grandma and like the people who are like with me now. And it was just really good. And other than like the whole like spiritual and like mental emotional aspect of it, I feel like I gained a lot of like skills that I don't think I ever knew that I needed. Um, or rather, I think that I've sharpened my skills because I've always been in a healthcare settings. I've worked at a hospital since I was 17. um, I think it just sharpened my like patient care and like my attention to detail, and like me just being more careful with the things that I do and the things that I say. Because this is a totally completely different generation. I can't use the slang that Gen Z or like how we would use on like TikTok and stuff. And it's like, it made me more like, I guess, generationally sensitive. If like you understand what I'm trying to say, it made me like more open and like I guess it just made me think differently. And I think that's what I really liked about it. Because if I'm really being honest with you, my program at a lot of the classes were like, they weren't hard. They were pretty easy. They were, I guess, they were basic to me because I feel like all of these like, like HIPAA and um like being able to speak with the client and like rapport and like stuff and like all the stuff that you learn, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs or Piaget and Erickson and like all of those theories and stuff. I feel like I had already like learned a lot of that because of the hospital that I work in. And so none of that was challenging. And I think the only challenge that I really had was this internship, because it made me think critically, and it actually made me like use the skills that I needed to use. And so um yeah, so it just was really a really good, like, overall, like, I would say like a 10 out of 10 experience for this internship. And it makes me more excited to go in straight into my master's. And yeah, so if you guys had any other questions on like hospice or like hospice care, I feel like I know a lot more than I did in the beginning. And honestly, it's really good. It's just really good to know that there are like people that are out there that are there for you when nobody else isn't. And you don't have to worry about being older, because you're going to have a support system whether you like it or not. There are going to be some people, someone's going to step up, and some people are going to step down. But that doesn't ever mean that you're just going to be alone. And so, yeah, I really loved my internship, and I think it was a beautiful mistake that I wasn't able to work at the hospital for my internship. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. So, if you had any questions on it, or if you would want me to do like a series over like what do you think that I learned in like social work, or like just like my thing, or like my study habits and stuff like that, I would be more than glad to like do that for you guys. Yeah, and so I think honestly from here now I would probably want to work in hospice. Maybe not now, because I would want to probably get more acquainted with like the health aspect of it, and then maybe further along the line, maybe like when I'm after maybe like 10 or 15 years, like just doing like emergency social work, I might want to do like gerontology and stuff like that. And so, yeah, um, honestly, my thing that I'm saying to you now is this was a road that I never thought that I would be on, and I didn't think that I was going to take. But this has given me more like satisfaction and like meaning than when I was in nursing school, or even when I was in high school, just doing like regular health stuff. So take those opportunities, take those chances, do whatever you need to, because at the end of the day, it's gonna work out. And it did work out. I'm graduating. It's working. So, but yeah, I apologize that this was kind of like a more of a mellow and like more just like, serious conversation. But I just wanted to update you guys on, where I'm at with school and just my experiences with hospice and like the misconceptions and things that I've learned. So, yeah. All right, guys. So, thanks for watching if you stayed all the way. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like the video. But let me know what else content you guys want to see. Because after December, I will be doing a lot more videos and stuff. So just let me know. But all right, thank you for watching, and goodbye.